Well, the Pakistan insurance sector is a market worth about 400 million US dollars in direct insurance premium, and it is stagnating. The growth is questionable because of 2-3 reasons. Number one, that we have not evolved in the industry. Number two, there is religious bigotry which opposes insurance in the country. Number three, that despite the transition in the Insurance Act of 1934 to the Insurance Ordinance of 2000, promulgated in August of 2000, there has been no significant change in broad basing the market, which in effect means that we have not tried the insurance company. I mean, insurance companies, all of them put together, have not tried to venture out into broad basing the market. And therefore, if you need an answer in one word, the general situation on the insurance industry is that of stagnation. However, there is, in the years 2005, we have witnessed a slight detour, and now insurance companies are going into bank assurance, and they are going into other modes of coverages. Therefore, we are hopeful that in the current year 2006, we should see an expansion in the market, insurance market, almost commensurate with the GDP of the country, which is about 6 to 7%. Well, I mean, as I said, the growth or the acceptability and awareness of the insurance concept in the rural areas more so is almost absent. And then you have, religious opinions being thrown at the industry, which says insurance in all manifestations is haram. Now that is really rubbish, because if you take the Islamic injunction that the life and property of the Ummah must be protected by the Ummah, in this day and age, what other regime can you adopt other than insurance to protect the life and property of the Ummah, except insurance? Now, that is one issue. The other issue is that the predominant population in the rural areas is obviously not well read. The literacy rate is very low, and therefore it will take some bit of doing, more so by financial institutions like banks, SME and Agricultural Development Bank, who are active in the rural areas, to introduce the concept of insurance, or insuring by default what is otherwise not being sought generally in the rural areas by people. And the companies in their own right, the insurance companies in their own right, do not find the business profitable enough to be able to invest in publicity or an awareness campaign per se at the grassroots level. The rate of return on our equity is not very high. In fact, it is low by comparison to banks, for instance. And therefore, I personally feel that it is more so a duty of the government and banking institutions to popularize the concept of insurance in the rural sector and in those sectors where it is has not been yet introduced. I would say 32 companies which are there, on the surface of which 17 are really operative. I would say that their performance and the results announced recently are almost a replication of the results we saw in the year prior to the last, and there is nothing significant which can be reported or can be said about a growth, a mentionable growth, which we can talk about. So it is a reflection of what I had earlier said, that there is stagnation, and there is and the stagnation, the causes of the stagnation I have already highlighted. But I would do injustice to Bima Pakistan, which I head, that the model we have chosen to adopt here broad bases the industry to a very, very large extent. It prevents the existing run on the industry in the form and shape of reinsurance, which is being carried outside the country, which is a drain on our national resources, or more so our foreign exchange resources. And we are going ahead and formulating our own goal-based domestic reinsurance pool. And this should, I think, significantly contribute to broad-basing the insurance market, A, making it an export revenue earner, and 3, by default, if you like, causing a lot of awareness across the board in the entire country. The results of the insurance companies, which are about 32 and of which 17 are basically operative in the Pakistan market, the results have been pretty much the same compared to the year prior to the last, and I do not personally see any significant rise we can report anywhere. The causes have already been explained by me in your earlier 2 questions, and I am going to be doing injustice if I do not highlight here the model, the corporate model adopted by Bima Pakistan, which I head, for broad basing the market, causing across the board awareness, and also preventing a run on the industry through the instrument of reinsurance outside the borders of Pakistan. Now, to give you an idea, if the direct insurance premium for all insurance companies put together works out to $400 million US, about $280 million are going out. 170 odd or less are coming back to settle claims. The rest is money for jam insofar as the developed economies are concerned. Now this is unfair treatment, and therefore we have chosen to create our own domestic reinsurance pool, which is goal-based, and we intend to retain this drain, or prevent this drain, and retain it in the domestic market. This will cause the insurance industry to also become an export revenue earner of foreign exchange. Well, we have the general elections due in 2007, next 5 years for Pakistan. If the government is managed on the fiscal policies it is being managed currently, are excellent. I think it will bring about great deal of progress, development. It will open up the economy. It will lessen bureaucratic red tapeism, and I hope it will also control radical departures from